show is about my transition from being a public school teacher to a nationally touring comedian. And lots of people always ask, how did it happen? I graduated in 2005. I started doing stand-up while in college. In 2010, I had the amazing opportunity to walk away from a teaching career, but it wasn't an easy decision. I walked away from a career that had guaranteed salary, had guaranteed retirement, had insurance. And what most people don't know, comedians are sensitive. I will get depressed. And back then, there was no Obamacare, or as I like to call it, other people paying for my issues. Yeah. I would get sad, and I didn't have the money to buy the things to make me feel good like normal people could. I didn't have money for Zoloft or Prozac or tequila. I didn't have that. I had to come up with something that was free and cheap to make me feel good about Lucas. What I came up with was something I like to call Walmart therapy. You can use this too. Anytime I was sad, I would go to the Walmart around 2 to 2:30 in the morning because that's when the monsters come out. Yep. And I would walk up and down the aisles and I would look at people, and slowly I would start to feel good about me. I'd be like, you know what, buddy? You might not have a lot of money, but you got 2 matching shoes and all your teeth. You're doing all right. I would take photos of people at Walmart, keep it in my phone. If I was ever sad, rip my phone out, feel good. I love this photo. It makes me feel good every time I see it. Just bang! That's what I'm talking about right there. I love it, because even the M&M guy is shocked. He's like, we melt in your mouth, not in your butt. No. I'm not saying dumb people shop at Walmart. I'm not saying that. I did see this vehicle parked outside of a Walmart in Florida. My kid done graduated today. Oh. No. The Y is backwards, the E is all messed up. I'm like, thank goodness one of y'all graduated. Now, when I started my professional career, I was an elementary school teacher. I had a master's in educational technology, got my first job, walked into the classroom. Hanging on the wall was this, at the time, brand new invention they called a smart board. Clap if you know what a smart board or a Promethean is. If you don't know, a smart board's like a huge iPad. You can write on it with your fingers. Standard smart board comes with 130,000 educational videos. 130,000. Yeah, let me take you back. Adults, do you remember our video experience when we were in elementary school? They would roll in that one rickety AV cart with the TV duct tape to the top. And we would get that warm, fuzzy feeling in our tummies like, we ain't learning nothing today. We didn't have 130,000 videos. We had one. And we watched it over and over. I'll prove it. Finish the song. Conjunction, junction. Look at all the people like under 28. They're like, what the heck is that? What is that? Is that like a cult or something? I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. You can't make me. If I want to hear Bill Nye, that's my jam. Smartboard is an amazing piece of technology, okay? The last year I was a 5th grade teacher, we did a Skype experiment with our smartboard. We did the same experiment as a 5th grade class in China to see if the results would be different on opposite sides of the earth. Advanced technology! Let me take you back. Adults, do you remember our advanced technology? When we were in elementary school, you'd go to your best friend, Jimmy. He'd pull out that paper diamond thing and say, pick a color. Green, G-R-A-A-N. What's it say? You're a jerk. I taught public school for 6 years. Now, during that time, I was doing stand-up on the nights, weekends, and summers. People would always ask me, where do you get your influences? Or how do you write jokes? I was around 10 and 11-year-olds for 8 hours a day. I got a lot of my humor from the kids. And here's the thing. They all knew that I was a stand-up. Sometimes they would play little games. They would try to do things to see if it would make me laugh. Can we make the teacher comedian laugh? Sometimes they would write inappropriate or wrong things down on quizzes. I'd take a photo of it. I'd text it to a cute 1st grade teacher. She did the same thing back from her 1st grade class. Now look, These next examples of student work are wrong, but technically, if you have a sense of humor like these next examples of student work are wrong, but technically, if you have a sense of humor like I did, they're not wrong. From first grade, cause and effect. Cause, Dan practices the trumpet 30 minutes every day. Effect, he is a big nerd. That's not the answer we were going for. But he's not wrong. Also from first grade, cause and effect. Cause, Jane has 3 pet cats. Effect, she will die alone. My wife does a very common activity in first grade. It's called the 100th day of school activity. She took this photo and sent it to me, and I was like, this is hysterical. Here we go. 100th day of school. This is what I look like today. Aw, cute little kid. I am 5 years old. This is what I will look like in 100 years. This is what a 5-year-old drew. In 100 years, I will be dead. Okay, yeah. It's not wrong. Not what we were going for, but not wrong. I love young children. My wife has some of the funniest kids in her class. They do a very common activity in first grade on economics. Basically, how do we earn money? She assigns a very common activity in first grade. The students have to go home and over the weekend do a chore to earn money. They then have to write a 1-sentence description describing how they earned money at home. Frankie had perhaps the greatest response to this activity. He said, Frankie, I earn money at home by, he says, I don't, I'm a freeloader. And look at all the all-white Republicans. They're like, he's a Democrat! You learn a lot about kids just based on the work they turn in. I've never met this kid that was in my wife's first grade class a couple years ago. I know things about him, though, based on the work. I know that he's probably a NASCAR fan. He probably has a rat tail haircut, and he probably lives in a double wide, all based off this one worksheet. Word recognition. Green frog, blue lake, red solo cup. That's a redneck right there, ladies and gentlemen. We do an activity in elementary school starting in first grade where in order to learn new vocabulary words, the child is given a word, they highlight the word, and then they use the word in a sentence or they write a description that can accurately describe their understanding of the definition of the word. And then they have to draw a picture also defining or describing the word. Sometimes kids use their knowledge of the teachers to do such activities, and it can ruin your life, like Miss King discovered. Miss King is single! How do you know? That means she does not have a man. What's your picture look like? No man, right there. No man, no man. Oh, you can just see Miss King crying as she just marks a check. Where are my 3 cats? Sometimes kids know more than what we think they know as parents and as teachers, okay? Like this next child is obviously doing word work. He's having to come up with clusters. And I tell you what, if this kid was in my class, I would have given him a high five and bonus, probably candy too, because you can tell he's smart and he's well behaved too. Here we go. Write as many words with the same pattern. Don't get ahead of me.